Ma'am, stand by. 3, 2, 1, Q. Ma'am, Q.
All right, you're watching India Today Global over here. We are in Islamabad covering the SCO Summit. Let me just show you the visuals before I go to Mubashir Luqman, who is joining us, a senior journalist. But this is how the visuals are looking. This is the view of the Media Facilitation Center. Interestingly, it's called the Pakistan China Friendship Center, where the media for the SCO is being facilitated and the convention center is the Jinnah Convention Center. In just moments from now, or just a while ago, we saw Dr. Jaishankar being received by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, and in a while from now, you'll also be hearing from him. Country statements will be made after opening remarks by the Prime Minister. Mubashir, thank you so much for joining us here on India Today Global. The network has been covering the SEO Summit. This is the heads of government. So there are a lot of questions that have been asked about why did Prime Minister Modi not come, despite the fact that there was an invitation extended to Prime Minister Modi. Now, this is a technicality. Let's just clear it for our viewers, Mubashir, and then we'll move to the conversations. Um, the Prime Minister did not come is because in 2017, when Pakistan and India were or entered as full members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, they had very clearly said that for India, the highest level of engagement is by the prime ministers or with the prime ministers. So the prime ministers will always attend the heads of state meetings, which is where the president of China and the president of Russia are going to be there. So they always attend the heads of state. The reason why prime ministers of India and Pakistan also level of meeting at the SCO, which is heads of government. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif is seen today, or in the past 2 days has been seen, is because he's the host. If this were not, if Pakistan were not the host, it would not have been the Prime Minister. It would have been Ishaq. So let's just move that out of the way so that people are not confused as to why Prime Minister Modi is not here and Dr. Jaishankar is here. Mubashir, the fact that Prime Minister Modi is not here, Dr. Jaishankar is here, but nonetheless, there was a lot of conversation whether if he's going to come, he's not going to come, is it going to be virtual? What were the conversations over here? And was there a feeling that, India might not attend this?
Initially, there was. Like India is fond of, boycotting many things, be it a cricket match or be it anything else. But yes, and the fact that Mr. Jaishankar has come says a lot because he could have avoided as well. Let's be honest. And that means that behind the doors, there is some melting of ice, and Pakistan and India can look forward to better times with each other, and it's high time. I think Pakistan and India should resume uh, the posting of the high commissioners at each other's high commissions. We only have a charity affair right now. So a lot of media attention is being given to Dr. Shankar. So
Okay.
let's hope that something good comes out of it.
No bilateral meeting. And the clarity over here.
That's always for us to, write about. But when two people meet like that, there's always some discussion. It could be in the corridors, it could be in the lawn, it could be over dinner, but nobody misses an opportunity like that. There
So,
will be discussion.
so you're saying, and can I just introduce Mubashir well enough? Because I just called him a senior journalist, but he's somebody who's been in the thick of things. He knows exactly what's happening, why it's happening, the politics of the country. We'll be discussing a lot of the politics of the country as well, Mubashir. But apart from that, how's the establishment thinking? Why is what's happening over here? So you're saying that there could be a conversation between Ishaq
Why not?
and
I don't see why it should not happen. I'll be surprised if nothing transpires. I mean, it could be informal, it could be casual, it could be whatever, but I'm sure they're going to exchange views.
They are going to exchange views. What's your view on the position that India has taken? A very strong position at that, that talks and terror cannot go together, that it cannot be business as usual, that Pakistan somewhere has to allay India's concerns.
You see, we can go on and on about that, and but the fact of the matter is,
no, I ask you this is because that's the premise of why talks are not happening.
No, but like I said, I mean, that's an excuse. Otherwise, 3 years back, I know there were agreements on talks between India and Pakistan, and they decided it was headed by Ajit Diolo from there and then Faz over here. And they decided to compartmentalize things. Like they decided to create 7 compartments. And for the first time, both India and Pakistan agreed that, Kashmir talks will be separate to cricket talks and film talks and other talks over there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. And one will not sort of affect the other. I think we have to start, working back on that same formula. And sooner the better, because India and Pakistan should not be estranged at this level for so long.
Do you think our relations are held hostage to one issue where everything depends on, and that is a strong statement. Like I said, India puts a very strong statement and stance on terrorism. Pakistan puts a very strong statement and stance on Kashmir, saying that, revert back to pre-Article 370 revocation, so on and so forth. Should that be the basis? Because if that's the basis, I don't think there could be forward movement.
That won't be the basis because you see, Abhi, there's some difference. Few years back, like 20 years back, India was not so strong economically and financially, and it did not have the global positioning that it does enjoy right now. So India was always willing to talk. India was always willing to come on the table and always willing to have a dialogue. But now India sees itself as the 4th biggest economic power of the world. They've just crossed Britain, and they can see more targets ahead of them. And they seem to be doing pretty well internally as well. So they feel that they do not need to sit with anyone unless and until it suits them. But I think in the matter of time, it will change and it will improve once you come down from your high horse over there. And a region, if this region has to do better, then India and Pakistan must do better than what they are doing well.
We were talking earlier, Mubashir, you had a very important and interesting perspective on economy and how bettering ties would really help Pakistan. If you could elaborate on what are the things that will really work for Pakistan at a time, I ask this again, is because it's at a time when Pakistan is really reeling under immense financial stress.
Yeah, but we are coming out of it. I mean, it's not only Pakistan that is under severe financial stress. Look at Britain. I mean, Britain is having a more tough time than we are right now. There are other European countries as well. So yes, we have our own share of financial stress, and that could be attributed to many things. But fact of the matter is that Pakistan is getting out of the big spot. And the first part of the question, I mean, I just forgot. What was that?
That you were talking about how this could help.
I mean,
what are the things that could really infuse some?
I can talk as a layman. I'm not a finance person.
Yeah.
But if today trade between India and Pakistan opens up, the first thing that will happen is in 48, Pakistan will go down by at least 40% because we can import things from across the border in Baga. And India will benefit in the longer run because then they can have a transit through Pakistan with Afghanistan, and they can start their trade over there. And, it can be a serious opportunity for both of us. Trade only benefits. Trade will never hamper India and Pakistan. It benefits the people of the subcontinent, and we should look forward in that.
Okay, expectations from the SCO Summit. Like when I introduced the show, we were talking about how this is after 27 years that Pakistan is hosting a summit as big as this. And this comes not without its own problems. There were calls for protest. There were calls by the opposition over here at PTI who wanted to enter the red zone. And in spite of all that, we've seen that, Islamabad is under lockdown, a security lockdown, but the summit is taking place smoothly. So, what does this mean for Pakistan?
Islamabad is not under lockdown. Look, when
to us it is, Mubashir. हम तो hotel और ये Pakistan China Friendship Center के अलावा I've not.
मैं कह रहा हूँ कि जब G20 हो रहा था,
हाँ,
तो न्यू दिल्ली को भी काफी क्लोज किया था और उसमें तो वॉल्स वगैरह भी पेंट कर दी थी to sort of cover up for Shanty Town or whatever. I mean, we are a third world country and we have serious threat alerts. If we take precautions for that, that cannot be taken as our weakness. That
no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying weakness. And also G20
and by the way, I promise you that I'll help you get your visa so that you can come again and dine and wine all over the place. And
no, because we've not. I'm coming back to Islamabad after many years, about 12 years, and I've really not got a sense of what Islamabad is today, and what are the people thinking, saying, which is what a journalist really wants to do. But that certainly is not happening.
Summit is a very important one for us, like you said, happening after so long. I think after a long time, there's a paradigm shift. I mean, Pakistan has been in the international media for the wrong reason, for the wrong news. I mean,
you think this will change the image
a little? I think it is already changing that image. I think it is already helping our cause. And now, if you go fast forward a bit, let's say there is tension between Israel and Iran, and Israel retaliates on Iran, and Iran does another retaliation, as they will, then Pakistan becomes even more important for all these countries and all the region. I mean, Pakistan is the only Muslim country that's a nuclear country that is a regular army, and it's a battle-hardened army. So we become a very important country in the whole equation over here. And
that's a very important point you made.
Yeah, and certainly Pakistan is finding its way back up in the diplomatic arena, which we've been missing for many years. I mean, I think, especially in the previous government, whether you like it or not, we messed up our diplomatic ties with a lot of countries. We even pulled up a high commissioner out of India. I mean, even in times of war, you don't pull out a high commissioner. That's the last thing you do. So, I mean, we did that as a first step. And then we annoyed everybody. I mean, thanks to Mr. Imran Khan. And now we are struggling to sort of creep back in. And Dr. Shankar's visit over here is a great testimony to the fact. See, Bilawal is in the government. And Jaishankar and Bilawal Bhutto had, exchange of hot words in Goa. But they're both willing to forget that and get over that. I think that's a serious development. So yes, this is going to be a serious paradigm shift for Pakistan, and it will help Pakistan.
You don't expect exchange of words today between India and Pakistan, because we're thinking that maybe there will be a real reference to terrorism. Certainly one, too, because connectivity is a very important part of SCO. India will make it a point to talk about connectivity that concerns us when it comes to China, Pakistan, the BRI that goes to POK.
सब कुछ कर लें, लेकिन अपनी mindset को भी change करें. Last time I was in India, every time I would meet somebody, they would look suspiciously at me and think I'm an ISI operative. When I look at you, I see there's a raw operative. So we have to change our mindset first. And only then, we can progress from there. There will be words and can be one-liners thrown at each other. That's fine. But when you start meeting regularly, that animosity always fizzles out. And it will find new avenues and new ways. And I think this is a stepping stone. And every country that is here today, I mean, they are our guests, and we respect them. And I think Pakistan has made a very important stride in the international arena.
Let's talk about politics a little, and your country that has seen a lot of political turmoil. Imran Khan still in jail. The PTI members wanting to meet him. The protest was for that, Mubashir. Is there a resolution in sight, or are we going to see Imran Khan behind bars for a long time to
I don't think he's coming out. I don't think he's coming out. He's wanted for some very serious charges. And I think Imran is there for a very, very long time. All those who like him can, sort of have to settle with that statement. I mean, miracles happen. If a miracle happens and he's out, I can't predict that. But as a journalist, I can tell you that on the fact of the matter is that I don't think he's coming out. The cases against him are sealed and they're very strong. And having said that, This is a democratic country. People have a right to protest, except they are asked not to protest in the red zone on the day of a conference, which is of this magnitude, and gladly they understood.
Okay, but he has not lost popularity as such.
Yeah.
He is still a very popular leader. Should there be elections, and when there are going to be elections in Pakistan, do you think PTI will still do well? Still,
I think PTI is a reality. PTI is
That's-
not a dream which is over. And it is a very, very popular party, if not the most popular. But the thing is, constituency elections, they are a different animal altogether. It's a different ball game. You need the candidates, you need the working over there, and you need to save your polling booths and everything. I mean, you know how it works in India. That's the same way over here. So constituency politics is totally different. I mean, from being popular. Like we're just talking about Alia Bhatt. She's an extremely popular person, but she will not win the elections because she doesn't know how to contest the
because she's not Madhubala.
And
right?
I love Madhubala. I love Madhubala.
Okay.
I think the most beautiful person to grace the screen. Anyway.
So we were debating all the stars, and it's the old school that still loves Madhubala, but there was a lot of conversation about Deepika Padukone and.
Yeah. You like her.
And no, I love Madhubala too. love Madhubala.
And but the thing is that this is another important point. The Madhubala and Deepika. This is how Indian cinema has crossed all boundaries and barriers and caste systems and religions and touched us. I mean, I've grown up with Bollywood. If you take Bollywood out of my life, there's a huge chunk of my life that goes
vacuum.
I mean, devoid. I mean, it's a black hole there. There's nothing over there. So, I mean, you can sit back and take credit on that because I think Bollywood has done more for India than the Indian Foreign Services. Actually, they have.
That's a massive statement.
That is. And, people in Mofa over there can hate me, but I mean, I'm not in the business of getting loved. So, but we are going through a political change as well. And if tomorrow there are elections, PTI remains popular. But whether PTI wins or not, there's a huge question mark over there. And like we saw the last time as well, rigging allegations go anywhere and everywhere. Donald Trump was not happy with his result. Rahul Gandhi was not happy with his result. And Mamta ji was not happy with their result. So that's a part and parcel of a politician's life. But the fact of the matter is, Imran Khan is there for a long time.
Yeah, but Pakistan is in a cusp, and that also you were discussing just a while ago, that there is a need. There is one generation in Pakistan that has lived well, lived fully, have had huge flourishing or not so flourishing political careers, but now you'll see every party needs to put the next generation forward.
You see, the problem in Pakistan
is Mariam the next generation for PMLN?
Yeah.
Who's the next generation for other parties, including PPP? Is it Bilal and PTI? Is PTI anyway the next generation?
You see, you must understand one thing, that we had a very long tenure interim government in Britain, which was headed by Senator Carter. And you would not have heard grievances at that time by many people. Because it's not just that Imran is so hugely popular. It is also that a lot of politicians who are in the government, they are not popular. They are very unpopular. So while people may not truly love Imran Khan, they actually don't like them as well. So they see Imran as the only choice.
There is no alternative.
There is no alternative.
The Tina factor.
But the important thing is that most of the politicians in Pakistan are beyond their last innings. This is the last over, as we were talking about. And
last physical presence in the assembly.
Probably. I mean, meaningful presence. I mean, they could be in. Their next generation is deprived of their political asset. So that is the tough. And
right. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Otherwise, 2 years from now, because when this transition is over, you won't see this in fight.
Okay. We'll just move a little, Mubashir, so that, I suppose the connection is a little weak, is what we're being told. And we'll see if we can find our connection here.
That's always a problem between India and Pakistan, right?
Network. Connectivity is a problem. So we'll just see and ask. But we can continue talking. So yeah, go ahead. Say what you have.
No, I did. I think that we are going through that phase in political life where people are finding ways and means to transfer their political asset, and hence the confusion that you see outside.
Okay. Final aspect, and I need to just turn this around. This is what happens when we actually, is that better? Okay. Are we okay now? Yeah. All right. So, okay, then final aspect. Now, Mubashir has actually spoken a lot. Unlike a lot of people in India and many other parts would think that Zakir Naik was a real popular figure in Pakistan. There are people like Mubashir who actually did not agree with giving him or according Zakir Naik the honor that he was accorded in Pakistan, and does not really agree with neither his politics or his saying. Why so, Mubashir? Break it down for us. Why was he a state guest? What was Pakistan thinking?
Or what was somebody drinking at that time? That's a more appropriate thing. But honestly, I have no idea why he's brought in as a state guest, and I have asked the PM's office. I mean, and I had a serious complaint about it, and I did my vlogs on it. I'm on record. I think he's India's worst export. And we expect other exports.
This is a viral moment. Mubashir saying he's India's worst export.
Ever. So no, seriously. I'm a Muslim, and I love my religion. I'm no two words about it. And I'm influenced by Muslim scholars, and many of them. And those scholars have only preached love, sharing, and harmony. Whereas every time I listen to Mr. Naik, I feel he's spewing with hatred. There's something that somebody must have done to him when he was very young, and that's coming out now. And he manages to put people, daggers drawn with each other. And even over here, there's a segment that is madly in love with him, and then there's a segment that madly hates him. But I'm one of the people, I believe that hate is too strong a word for me. But I don't think he should be allowed to give public sermon. And now I'm told he's wanted in Malaysia as well. And he's restricted from his public sermons over there. I think, and imagine the problem. Pakistan seems to be a radical country to everyone outside Pakistan, right? In comes Zakir Naik, and suddenly Pakistan becomes a liberal country.
The radicals have become moderate in front of Zakir Naik. Imagine.
I mean,
yeah.
I feel that there's a lot that doesn't meet the eye, but only he doesn't practice what he preaches.
And I mean, he actually had a conversation and a debate with a young girl on pedophilia.
Yeah. That's nothing. Talk about PI here. I mean, he wanted 1,000 kg to be transported free, and he was saying that any Hindu would have, sort of transferred it free for me. Hindu. I mean, he's putting Muslims versus Hindus and, the other
in
way
Pakistan.
In Pakistan, in Karachi, in the governor's house.
And nobody apologized. Nobody said sorry about it.
I objected to it.
You did, but I'm talking about officials in government.
I don't know. I mean, I don't. Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. If somebody did it, like I said, taking a stroll in the garden or whatever, I mean, at that time, then maybe, but not to my knowledge. But the fact of the matter is that Zakir Naik is seriously not good news. Not for Pakistan, at least. I don't know about India.
But is it also bad news for India-Pakistan relations? Because India did not look at it very kindly, the fact that he was given such honor
Don't
in
worry.
Pakistan.
You've been giving visas to Tariq Fatah as well, and other people, so we are even. But let's not allow midgets to come in between India and Pakistan. India and Pakistan are far bigger than any individual who can't think straight.
Okay.
It is as simple as that. I mean, if you make your money out of spewing hatred, what kind of a person are you? I mean, you are not getting my respect.
Okay. And was your comments? Did your comments get a lot of hate messages,
or? I'm still getting them. I'm still getting them. And today, when I traveled from Lahore to Islamabad, everyone was telling me to go with my guards and all that. So I made it a point. I did not even bring my driver today.
Oh, you drove down?
Yeah, I drove down myself. No driver, no helper, no guard, which is unlike me because I like being pampered when I'm traveling. I love pampering, getting pampered. So I made it a point to tell everybody and to his followers that I'm not scared. I can take a no.
That's a good one. On that note, knowing that the politics of the country in Pakistan is changing, knowing that there are people who are questioning decisions that have been taken that they think are not good for their own country, and also being hopeful for better regional cooperation amongst all the countries.
We need better ties with India. We need better ties with Iran. We need better ties with Afghanistan, Nepal, Maldives. I mean, in this 21st century, remember, there's only one mantra. This is the century of coexistence or no existence. Either you coexist or you become history.
I know I have to let you go, but one final word, because you spoke about coexistence, because you spoke about the war, and you said that Pakistan is a nuclear, conventional military state, so to say, has a formal military in uniform. Should there be further escalation between Iran and Israel? Is Pakistan ever going to look at assisting?
I think Pakistan will stay neutral. Pakistan will condemn it. Pakistan will always try to sort of lower the temperature over there. But because you see, a few months back, I don't know whether you remember or not, Iran certainly fired a missile in Pakistan.
Oh, yeah.
And Pakistan had to retaliate.
You've had your own problems between Iran and Pakistan.
I mean, come on. I mean, now you expect us to stand in between a conflict? No. I mean...
But is there also an America factor? That there is a DC factor when it comes to Pakistan and Pakistan's defense strategic policies and decisions.
You see this summit going on? You see America over here?
No, we see Russia and China.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying.
This is where Pakistan is right now.
Multilateral, strategic autonomy like India?
No, I wish we were like India. India is a real successful player. I mean, hats off to them. And hats off to the Indian government for that. And I wish that, we could have those kind of ties with everyone, nobody telling us whether to import oil or gas or not to import gas from some place. I mean, if it suits us, it suits us. I think your government is doing perfect over there. And I would like Pakistan to do that.
On that note, Mubashir, thank you so much. It's always lovely to have conversations with somebody who knows and has been in the thick of things.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for joining us. That's all on India Today Global for now, but we'll keep coming back to you, getting you all the perspective from Islamabad. Things are changing, but how much of a change, of a shift are we seeing? We'll have to see in some time from now. For now, I've been confined to the Jinnah, to the Pakistan-China Friendship Center and our hotel. But we're hoping that in some time, the city will open up a little. And we'll also try getting you a flavor of what the city looks like, whether if the tensions that we see on a daily basis from Pakistan is all that Pakistan is about, or are there people who actually go out in the night, spend some chill time in cafes and restaurants. We'll try getting you a flavor of the city if it's possible, and if this lockdown, the security lockdown really opens up for the media contingent that's here. It's about 200 of us here in Islamabad from various countries, a large contingent from Russia, and a huge contingent from China as well. On that note, thank you for watching India Today Global.